personal bond with their details being left around, including telephone number of a relative. I do believe, Your Honor, they will present themselves in court the next time they are needed and will be able to proceed with the matter. I thank you, Your Honor.
May it please, Your Honor. Your Honor, I did hear the prosecution stating that because of the nature of the case and that the accused persons should not be released on personal bond terms. And Your Honor, I want to remind the prosecution that bail is a constitutional right and not a privilege, as enshrined in Article 49 1H of the rights of an arrested person to be admitted on bail. Your Honor, the bail and bond terms policy of the court stipulates that cash bail should be admitted in a manner that is not punishing before trial. Because at all times, Your Honor, the accused persons remain innocent until the contrary is proved. That is Article 50, Subarticle 2, Paragraph A of the Constitution. Your Honor, Article 37 states that every person has a right to peaceably and unarmed to assemble, to demonstrate.
Which article?
Article 37 of the Constitution states that every person has a right to peaceably and unarmed It is quite fortunate that our people, the accused persons here, were only armed with their brains and phones. To assemble, to demonstrate, to picket and to present petitions to public authorities. Your Honor, this freedom cannot be reduced to a privilege dispensed at the pleasure of power. And Your Honor, the greatest mistake that the accused persons committed is to commemorate the Gen Zs who were killed in 2024. Those were their brothers and sisters. And Your Honor, the state cannot convert grief into guilt. A memorial march is not an insurrection, Your Honor. And the Constitution does not go on holiday when citizens take to the streets, Your Honor. Your Honor, a government that is confident in its legitimacy does not fear candles, flowers, prayers, or peaceful assembly. Your Honor, the blood of the fallen citizens cannot become legal foundation for arresting those who remember them. And if mourning becomes criminal, Your Honor, then liberty itself stands accused.
Repeat that one.
If mourning becomes criminal, Your Honor, then liberty itself stands accused. And therefore, Your Honor, the executive cannot suspend Article 37. The executive itself cannot suspend Article 37, which allows the right to assemble, merely because it finds the message inconvenient. And Your Honor, this court must be a shield for liberty and not rubber stamp for power. Not a rubber stamp for power. Your Honor, liberty cannot be sacrificed at the altar of administrative convenience. Lastly, Your Honor, after today's headlines fade, one question will remain. When citizens stood before this court seeking the protection of the Constitution, did the law bend before power? Or did power bow before the law? We respectfully, Your Honor, urge the court to release the accused persons on personal bond terms and reaffirm that constitutional freedoms are not crimes. Your Honor, rights do not just disappear just because power is uncomfortable. Lastly, Your Honor, if there are those who are supposed to be charged before you are the police officers who barricaded the roads yesterday, they are accusing these innocent Kenyans for obstructing motor vehicles. Yet yesterday, Your Honor, I'm very sure that even you reaching this court was a problem because of the actions of the police officers who blocked all roads within Nairobi. So if there are those who obstructed traffic yesterday, motor vehicles, are unlawful, Your Honor, because before your brother Mugambi, released a ruling the citation is Katiba Institute versus State Law Office, paragraph 8, and I read it verbatim, that in the circumstances, the request for grant conservatory order as per the notice of motion dated 25th June 2025 is thus merited, as it will serve to ensure that the public is not inconvenienced without prior notice whenever the first respondent decides to block public roads to prevent access. Paragraph 9, I thus grant the following order pending the hearing and determination of this application. And the order is that pending the hearing and determination of this application, a conservatory order is hereby issued restraining the first respondent, who was the Inspector General of Police or any other officer subordinate to him, from mounting barricades, police roadblocks that block entry of members of public from accessing the central business district within Nairobi County, or streets within the central business district or any other public road without using a timely advisory notice prior to the emergency barricading of roads to allow the citizens stroke members of public to plan their activities accordingly. Therefore, Your Honor, please grant us, if you find it fit, Your Honor, I know members of the public who are here after they are released, we can go and make citizens arrest of these police officers who are blocking roads.
Sorry, Your Honor. No, I am itching to intercept Babu. You know, the danger of having advocates who also double up as politicians is that even when the prosecution is not opposing bail, they are responding to some imaginary opposition. The prosecution is not opposing bail. The defense has proposed that you give personal bonds. The prosecution is asking you that use your wisdom in the circumstances, including their sentiments, to apply and give us appropriate bail terms, whether it be personal bonds, whether it be cash bail, whatever it is, the court will see right in its wisdom. Having a seat here further than now, I see Mr. Muriuki still wants to stand. When we are not proposing bail, it's wasting the court's time, wasting our time. Let me finish. Mr. Ongele, I was seated when you spoke for 20 minutes. I'm just using 2 minutes. We plead with you. Bail is not opposed for these 57 gentlemen.
Just say you're allowing personal.
No. We are not allowing personal bond. The court should not understand that to be saying we are agreeing. We are saying the proposed personal bond, we are telling you, because bail and the nature thereof is a discretion of this court, which we believe we will exercise judicially and judiciously. Let us not waste more time on telling you that you should consider whether to give personal bail or attach bail. That is something you can do without allowing advocate politicians to talk to us for the next one.
Your Honor, I think I withdraw. Mr. JB is out of order. Your Honor, I took
because we have other police that are waiting for you.
Your Honor, I respectfully agree with my...
He has not finished. Let me just finish and then proceed. Your Honor, I took 4 years at the University of Nairobi studying LLB law. So further 2 years taking my master's in law, and a further 1 year at the Kenya School of Law, and also lectured at the Kenya School of Law. So therefore, Your Honor, when JV Owiti is trying to say that this is a political advocate, then Your Honor is out of order. As I conclude, Your Honor, Article 157(11) of the Kenyan Constitution states clearly that the office of the DPP should act in a manner that promotes public interest and confidence. But Your Honor, what the prosecution is saying before you is completely eroding that public interest. In the first instance, he ought not to have approved the charges before you, Your Honor. Thank you, and I rest my case.
Those are all legal arguments. My old friend would like to say something thereafter. Yes, very briefly, and following what seniors have already presented, I'm going to address you. My name is Eric Muriuki. I'm going to address you briefly on section 123A, paragraph D.
The conscious of time. Proceed.
Yes, okay.